Go ahead, go wild, go crazy.
All right, we doing
Yeah,
not the
yeah, yeah,
interview, the intro. That's what I was
yeah.
trying to say.
All right, man. Welcome back to Everyday Epiphanies with Marty, Midas, Phan, aka Cegorian. This is episode 7. Where we sit up here every other week and yap about a variety of miscellaneous topics.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Every other week, man.
Big yapping, you feel me?
hmm
You feel me?
Today is gonna be a shorter episode, so yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
What's on the menu?
I know on the last one you said, Marty, that I was a great facilitator. Y'all gonna have to facilitate because I'm gonna need y'all to pull the rope on this. Because,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, to open the floodgates, I was just saying before we start recording that our brain is just such a strong computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, like, as I'm living life lately, I've been needing to like understand I'm only supposed to take everything with a grain of salt. Don't take everything to heart, right? Like just stuff passing by as it goes. But once you started collecting certain types of information and connecting dots in the background, it's like, yo, I know that like the world in front of me tells me that X, Y, and Z isn't true. But yo, if it is, I'm thinking like people at mass might be completely endangered type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, so we were talking about how money isn't used from key metals anymore. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so like, is that because people were using the easily accessible metals to melt them down into things and try certain, science experiments slash chemistry in their basement? Because like what Courtney was talking about before, where you gonna get gold from?
Right.
But if you was buying a gold coin, that's not that hard. If you needed
Mm.
silver and you needed, you know what I'm saying? And just
Yeah.
to melt down the properties at home really wasn't that tough. So to the point where they decide, yeah, let's switch this up in mass and like cut that.
hmm
Let's not allow, you know what I mean? And this is
Yeah.
strictly USA stuff. And again, for sure, conspiracy theory type of topic. But like,
Hmm.
man, I don't know. I just started. I try to reel myself in because I don't like going here, honestly. Another thing I said off camera was this is too much at mass. I can't save the world. I'm trying to live my life the best I can. Like this
Right.
is just a ton. So like if I'm supposed to believe that, and this is shout out the womb into like worldviews,
Mm-hmm.
right? That magic is fake. That uh, spiritual beings is up to your prerogative, really, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, yeah, I don't like this. And the reason why I didn't like it even as a kid is because I grew up in a home where like I had the luxury of being able to go to the museums. My mother was in school, so I'm reading her books on like archaeology and stuff, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, we have all of these great things funded by the government to figure out X, Y, and Z. Why is no one funding spirituality? Why can't we just definitively denounce this? You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
within the past 5 years, NASA finally is putting forth all their efforts into sending all their resources into our oceans, which is a whole nother conversation for NASA and its own right. But like, we're not going to go down that right now. But I'm just saying, why did it take y'all this long to publicly do this? Because I'm sure you had stuff in the background where you didn't want society to know because if you let the people know, they might wig out.
Yeah. Can I like step
Please
somewhere?
stop
I
me.
don't know if
Please
it's
stop me.
I don't
Please.
know if it's gonna take us further, but what if they so NASA, right? They like space. I don't know much. I'm gonna just preface that. I don't know much about this company or whatever, but it's space is what I know from NASA.
Let's go.
What if, they got out there and found something they didn't like, or you feel me, like a threat or something. They like, yeah, let's not go that far, or something threatened us. Like, all right, y'all searching too far, go back home. And now we like, all right, let's figure out what's home. Let's figure out what else is here. Now we can go to the ocean because what's out there ain't it.
Like, cause man, let me get this off real quick, cause this is where my
Yeah.
head goes, and this is why I get stressed. none of this being factual. We're all just spitting ideas at this point.
Right.
Let's just preface this now. And I'm gonna also preface it from being my perspective of life. I'm not speaking for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the older I get, the more frustrated I get as well. It's rebellious spirit for sure. It's frustration on how simple things really are. The older I get, it seems like I'm living out um, everything spirituality teaches. Like it's just it seems like spirituality in it of itself, whatever it is that you pick up, has a whole lot of fact to it. I feel like science is delayed, but it makes everything that's written concrete.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's been saying that spirituality written and whatever your religion is accurate, uh we haven't been able to prove all of it yet. Would that not be enough for you to just pick something? That's one.
And look into it.
That's one, right? Because I'm going somewhere with this based off of what you said.
Okay.
Two, if a or several, because we don't know, higher powers exist, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
off the basis that you don't believe anything, and this is all um, to be figured out, or just a construct, and we're seeing if it's real or not. If it does exist, and we got to a place that was off of our planet, I would think that anything that existed outside of us will instantly be smarter, right? More wise,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so this is where I get stressed, because anything that's smarter or just has more information about anything that we may know or want to know and hasn't been bothering us to the point where all of us know about it, then like I would assume that it would only have good things to say,
Hmm.
right? Does that
Yeah.
make does that make sense? Because if it was a problem, we would have known, and we would already be under lock and key to whatever the thing is, and we just don't know.
I feel like exactly. I feel like we got a track record of just motherfuckers not knowing, or not being told. So if there was a problem, I don't think we would know.
So
Ignorance is a bliss.
Right.
so now we're getting into the because right now we're already at a problem, right? This is already something that would stress, I think, the average human being out if it was real. If it's real, and you go and you left the Earth plane and ran into something, and it told you enough, not
Mm-hmm.
too much, but enough. And then you come back. First of all, you as a human being, that's a lot of responsibility. Are you going to relay this message? Or are you going to keep it for yourself?
Is it rhetorical? You want us to answer?
I mean, like, we can make that a real question because, like, it was rhetorical, but like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we was just a brief overview again, because I'm trying to catch everybody up who's watching with minor conversations that happened off camera. We were just talking about sales. If you literally have the ultimate selling point that is proven by an outer worldly being, you are set. Your anyone in your DNA is set because of this information that you have.
Right.
That would be
Pass
the
it down.
inheritance. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you let people in on some of it, not all of it, they're set. I as an idea, it bothers me. I know I just went on like a rant.
You
Well, because
do.
then they can pitch anything. They can sell anything with just the right knowledge. You can sell water to a fish.
All right, so let me say something.
Please.
All right, so I'm finna backtrack a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
First off, people that's watching, I just want to say that usually I influence these types of conversations. This time, it wasn't me. It wasn't me this time. But I'm gonna backtrack, right? Phan said why they what'd you ask? Why they don't what to spirituality?
Look into it. Like, why don't I research
Okay,
it?
right. Okay.
No, yeah. Our governments.
Okay.
As a unit. Go ahead. My bad.
From what I have read over my course of years of researching this shit, looking into it, and dabbling in magic and all that good stuff, blah blah blah. Everybody, we've been here for 7 episodes. Everybody knows this by now. So,
Right.
so from what I have learned, right, the government knows about this. All the higher ups know about this. They do. But here's the thing: they're not going to give it to the people. They're not going to give it to the people because it's power. So I'm trying to, make this quick and easy. So, as we know, we were created in God's image. We know this, right? So, by that saying, right, you would expect us to have God's essence in us, within us, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If we were to, if the world itself was to actually look into this research and actually open up to these things, it would give more people power. And the higher ups, they don't want that. That's something they don't want. You don't want to give the people power, because it's just like, it's like Tupac said, the poor is gonna eat up the rich. That's exactly what's gonna happen, because it's more of us than it is of them, right? So, but here's another thing too, why you don't want to give it to too many people, because it's also stealing power. And what I mean by that is, so when I do magic, right, I tap into the spiritual realm. That is against natural laws, because us as humans, we're not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I am actually stealing power from the other side to use for my own gain. And like, I'm trying to word this without rambling on, but essentially,
Not rambling.
Right. I'm
essentially,
listening.
you don't want to steal power, because you're taking from God, right? And they're already doing that. So if more people do it, then that could necessarily mean the end of the world. God come down, strike, boom, blow up. Yeah.
They like, well, they gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gatekeeping.
Yeah.
We was just talking about that.
Because
Wow.
and plus another thing too is, right, you got a lot of people that don't research. That don't. So now, not only are you stealing power, you're opening doors that
Doing it the wrong
that
way.
a lot of people don't know how to close at all. So now, let's just say all of this stuff is real, because truth is, we don't know if it's actually real.
Right.
But let's just say it is, right? Marty, you open the door, right? You don't close it well. Phan opens the door, he doesn't close it well. I open the door, I don't close it well. And snowball effect. You just keep tumbling down. People get to opening doors and leaving them open. We all know. Don't you let my good air out. Close the door.
Right. Right, basically.
So now we got all these doors open. So let's say something powerful, right, can gather enough energy to become corporeal, as in it can actually take form. Now we living in fucking a Godzilla movie.
Right.
And if
Kaiju.
and if one can come in, more can come in.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Hey man, that's scary. It's too much. Right.
Yo.
So
That's why, like, I'm cool with being on the underside of the unknown, because, like, as much as I like reading about it, doing it, and whatnot, I kind of don't want it to be real, because Halo, man, we seen what happened to Halo. Like,
Yeah. I get you.
a lot of people ain't ready for that. Yeah. Us gamers,
I'm not.
a lot of gamers, they ready for that. Now, a lot of people not ready for that, man. Yeah.
The flood is what he's
Right.
referring to.
Because,
Yeah,
like,
I definitely was on the same page.
Man.
because look at
Understand
it this
people
way,
at
bro.
home, man.
Oh,
If-
facts.
If, let's say, angels and demons are not real. Well, we obviously know aliens are real. So I mean, as much as people want to deny it, come on now. You really think that we are the only species in the universe? Like, come on, that's fucking dumb. Like, it's dumb as hell. We just sit up here and be wrong and just admit that you know that aliens are real, because we can't be the only species out here, bro.
Right.
We can't.
All these animals and genuses and all of this.
We can't be
races.
We
can't
can't
be
be
the
the
only.
only one, bro.
I feel you.
So yeah. So even if the other stuff is fake, we still got the other half to worry about.
Right. So does that answer your question? Hell no.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe.
what? No, not
No.
at all, bro. What? Like, yeah, I'm saying, like, okay, I recently went to the Museum of Science and Industry and went and what they had this little, I guess it's like a movie. It's in the dome. You know, they also have that at the planetarium where they start like showing you your place and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
bro.
Like you are here, and then they expand into something else. Right. I feel you.
Like, I already felt pretty insignificant, but that first of all, once you back out into the Milky Way galaxy, that was enough.
That's enough.
But then they kept going, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then they keep saying how this is an ever expanding thing. Like that is possible. Yo, I'm sitting here talking about it and I'm still wrapping my mind around it. But it's just like, it's like if you took a big inhale, if you just, and what your lungs are doing, that's kind of what the universe is doing. And it's still inhaling.
Wow. Wow, don't put it that way. Because don't they gotta exhale?
Yes, because they also spoke on entropy, on how sooner or later, now of course not in our lifetime, they say, everything will collapse back onto itself.
And it's gonna start over.
Yep.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. I
We
mean,
don't know.
right. But that's not even no. Okay, again, man. Like I don't know what this is. This is the era. It's being documented on YouTube right now. But I'm in the season of just allowing the information to pour in, and I'm not saying anything is concrete. I just need to talk about it because I'm losing it. I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it because yeah, everything just starts to seem way more concrete. It just does. Like, on the things that are lesser, like that aren't as concrete. When I was also at the museum and I'm sitting here because apparently we have like actual used machinery from the first all moon landings.
Oh, like the rovers and stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get to see that in real life and you're like, that gullible. I'm sorry. Nah, ain't no way. So you mean to tell me this went up and made it back, and this is it? And one, and that's one. Two, if it did, if I'm gonna wholeheartedly give you my complete trust and say, yeah, this is the thing that made it, and we made it back. You mean to tell me that we couldn't do better than that now, several times over? If you go and look at it, bro, if you go and look at that thing, you're like, this looks like what my grandmother's toaster was made out of. Ain't no way.
Just went to space and came back.
Bro.
Through all that atmosphere and some more. I feel you.
And then this is again going back to the whole information, would you tell the public? Because the fact that the public knows that Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have built rockets and sent things out to space on a whim. What's the rest of the world's governments doing? And there's a picture, you could probably Google it. There's a picture of what our atmosphere looks like. And it's actually like, if you got to specifically look for it. It's like the amount of satellites in our atmosphere. Because it almost looks like a landfill with metal and machinery and things that were failed attempts or some that are working.
Oh, it look like. Oh, that's weird looking. Hold on, I'm gonna send it.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
It look like another asteroid belt or something just floating
Right
around.
around our stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's some work, some don't, and it's essentially trash. You know? And I just have so many thoughts on that alone. It's like,
Especially when you see like the diagrams and stuff. That's the stuff they don't show you.
yes.
I ain't never even thought about that. It's hella satellites in the sky.
You see what I mean when I get bothered? Because like then, like you have to actively search for these images in order to see it. It's not what's portrayed. And then that's propaganda. Because now they're showing you what they want you to see. And how much are you doing this?
This okay. Might be another little like sidestep, but Wally, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that was exactly.
It's literally exactly what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, didn't even realize, but yeah,
they didn't know. They was just up there. Ain't nobody telling them. They kept that information, put everybody on the ships, and was like, "We finna just float until Earth good again." Cause ain't nothing else out here. Oh man, that's weird. That's weird how that just, I don't know, that blew my mind actually.
Yeah, but I think what's weirder is as I'm talking, because there's three people. Two people bought 48 Laws around me, and then my girl got a different book from the same author. It was like Seduction or something. Where the same guy talks about how these are still laws. It's just how people play this game. They just either don't know they're playing it, and beware of the ones who are, aware of it, right? So like my thing again, I'm trying to make I'm rambling. I'm sorry for hogging this right now, but like
I'm listening.
The thing that gets me is, how do I bring this in? If I talk about this to a normal person, they'll not only look at me sideways, but almost aggressively and angrily tell me there are facts to disprove all of this. But at the base of what I'm saying is, if all of it is a lie, how can you trust your truth so much?
Right. Because if it was truth, it'd just be.
Yes. And
like ain't nobody. Go ahead.
I was like, and that's why people are comfortable, because what you said, it's just, this is what it is. And this is what you wake up and choose to accept every day.
Right. Right, like ain't nobody gonna tell me bread don't exist. You feel me? Like I'm looking at it, I got it.
Bro, as a person who's not I'm not a vegan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when my vegan and vegetarian homies have to tell me the specific numbers on fruits and their meanings, I'm like, excuse me? I didn't know nothing about this.
Yep.
I didn't know if your banana doesn't have a 9 on it, it's not real.
Yeah.
What is numbers supposed to be at?
Certain numbers means that it's organic or not.
I got a damn banana right here.
Does it have a sticker? You got a sticker on it?
I don't have no sticker. I took the sticker off.
Okay.
I broke it off a bigger chunk. Alright.
So sorry to go on this ramble of whatever is happening, but like, man, it's been bits and pieces, and it's too many to bullet point and to put into one topic per episode. So I'm just kind of rambling. I appreciate y'all allowing me this space to sound completely batshit crazy.
Yeah. You just freaked me out with this number thing. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know this. What?
Yep.
What? In the future, fruit might not be fruit at all. A Florida man says. Mind you, it say a Florida man said it. But like.
But wait, Marty. You eat broccoli, right?
Right. Man-made. Right. Correct?
Yeah. You eat tilapia, don't you?
Man-made fish too? What the hell? Hey, speaking of that, I ain't never seen one of those alive.
Yeah, because tilapia is not a fish.
Y'all blowing my mind. This is stupid.
You ever watch The Matrix, Marty?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is why it'd be frustrating because we almost in it, if not already.
These pictures looking real Photoshop to these tilapia swimming. There ain't no way you caught you a tilapia outside. You learn.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. That don't even sound like a name of a fish, bro.
Tilapia. Oh my goodness.
That tilapia sounds like, I kid you not, it sounds like some dipping sauce, like you know, like you get what I'm saying?
That's
Bro.
dumb.
That's fun.
It say they native to Middle and East Africa. Do I believe the internet?
Hey, what episode was that when I was like, what should be illegal?
Oh, that was like episode 3 or 4.
Yo, information, bro. This is what I'm saying. You got so many conflicting things, and it's like you literally have to dive. You have to deep dive to find out what's true.
I gotta go through like 6 web pages because I don't know if this is facts. This is just the first thing that popped up on Google. It says it's a common myth that the species is man-made, but they raised in Africa. They native and raised in the Middle East and Africa is what it said.
While you Googling things,
Mhm.
I don't even know how you would even put this in the search bar. So I'm just gonna talk, and if you can somehow muster up what to put in the search bar, then power to you.
Shoot.
But not. So there was, the whole United Nations thing. Everybody, comes together and is trying to pass certain things as they do. And I think there were 2 places that said that they did not have to feed their people. Like they weren't responsible for what their people ate. And the U.S. was one.
Oh, I have heard this before. This is a pretty recent question mark?
Yeah.
I heard this.
Relatively.
Yeah.
Within the past year.
Let me see.
I swear I have a point. So like while you're looking that up, my thing is like if they don't care about none of this, right? If they're sneaking past you the chemicals that you eat on a day-to-day, that you feed your children as they create, eating habits, you mean to tell me that they couldn't completely undermine an entire area, if not everything, in terms of how you speak, and if your words hold power, how they, you know what I'm saying, manipulate your
Because, all right, so here's the thing, right? I'm gonna try to reel people in so they, like they don't get all, So, history repeats itself. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
History repeats itself. Haven't people like found it odd that a lot of people now, you can say it's the food or whatever, but one, a lot of people are starting to look as much older as they should. A lot of people I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but I've noticed an increase of motherfuckers that's like 7 feet tall, bro. Like
I've seen some
Older people.
amazing height, bro. It's like it's been an upsurge. I could be wrong, but it just feels like it's been an upsurge of maybe because social media now, but I feel like it's been an upsurge of like people with I'm not even gonna say people, but high schoolers and younger children reaching Yao Ming height, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I say you could say it's the food, but I don't know, man. I feel like history is just repeating itself, and we are no longer evolving. We are devolving.
devolving.
Yeah.
We going back, huh?
Going backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things. Like, think if this is like a circuit, we gonna blow the fuse, and it's gonna have to start over.
Yeah. I mean, have you
To
seen
what?
have you seen that photo where it was like how people are gonna look in a certain amount of years if you keep looking at your phone?
Oh, like the National Geographic thing? Is that what you're talking about?
Wasn't that? I don't know, but the picture of the person that was hunched over and shit looking like fucking no Quasimodo, looking like Quasimodo and shit, bro. You ain't seen that,
Right.
I don't know if I've seen it either.
bro? Hey, look it up real quick, Marty. But yeah, it's
Right.
it's a photo where it was like what people would look like in a certain amount of years if everybody just keep looking down at their screens and walking around and shit. They be all hunchback and shit. But I say this to say that yeah, we are devolving, and what I mean is like, okay, so let's just take a step back and go back to the beginning, right? The fucking, how can I put this? Okay, the angels came down, made it with the humans, blah blah blah. That's how we got Nephilims. Nephilim started mating, and that's how we got giants. Giants started mating, that's how we got Neanderthals and whatnot. So, if you look at that photo, right?
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah,
I'm finna screen share.
yeah. So, what's up, pop up? So, yeah. If you look at this photo, right? This motherfucker looks like a fucking Neanderthal, bro. Like on some real shit. He looks like how
He got X.
bro, this motherfucker looks like how the Neanderthals were described. The Neanderthals, the cavemen and shit, right? That's how the motherfucker look. That's why I say I believe that we are devolving. We're going backwards, which in itself is a good and bad thing. Because now you will know who are descendants of, I don't necessarily want to say God, but you'll know who are necessarily descendants of the higher beings. Because if motherfuckers start looking like this, then you know that their lineage goes always back to the starting angels. That started all of this shit, apparently, in the books and stories.
Oh wow. You like throwing thoughts way in the future here.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna look back and be like, oh, this is what he used to look like, or this is what his people look like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
because
good.
if that's how, because he looks exactly how Neanderthals
right.
were described. Neanderthals came from the giants. The giants came from the Nephilims. The Nephilims came from the angels.
Right. It took me a while, but I'm back at the starting line. What? That's crazy, actually.
Yeah, bro.
Also, I wanted to mention before I forgot, I did find the explanation. Here it is, right here, highlighted. Lastly, we wish to clarify our understandings with respect to certain language in this resolution. The United States supports the right of everyone to an adequate standard of living, including food, as recognized in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So they saying like, hold on, I'm gonna keep going. Domestically, the United States pursues policies that promote access to food, and it's our objective to achieve a world where everyone has adequate access to food, but we do not treat the right to food as an enforceable obligation. So I'm going to piggyback with a little bit of knowledge that I know. They're basically saying that as long as we provide people with the option to go out and get it, then everyone has the option to go get it. We're not going to hand it to them. We're not going to put it in their lap.
Gotcha.
And I do remember like being like kind of thrown by this decision as well. Yeah. But I did do a little research. Like reading that made me remember like I did research it. Yeah, it's like, you know, that's why you got link cards and like EBT or what's the other one? WIC for like babies and stuff like that. Yeah. So like it's here, so they can't say, you know, it's an It's
didn't
a
have no
basic
help.
right.
Right,
You can't
right,
say
right.
you didn't have no help,
Yeah,
but they also can't vote yes on whatever this is.
gotcha.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we
No, I
can't say,
appreciate that.
yeah.
But I be talking on a whim too. But that picture is hideous.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna close it. There we go.
But this is why I have to talk about it, talk through things, because I don't be having time. You know, like I would make time if it was that important. But the more important things to me right now is like what we were talking about earlier. You know, like the navigation of communication and how that really does take precedent in making your money, man, on all aspects. And I think companies call it soft skills now. Like your hard skills are like your certificates and everything that you learned on your own.
Oh,
Like once you get the job, your soft skills are like your patience, how well you work with others,
yeah, people skills and
that
stuff
the
like
little
that.
bit of
Yeah.
yeah.
I do have a
Excuse me.
question, right?
Oh crazy.
All right, so if all right, I'm put it this way, right? Let's say we're not devolving, we evolve, right?
Mhm.
And we evolve. Let's say, all right. So remember, 2 years ago, I think it was a year ago, we were supposed to get superpowers, right?
Yeah,
So
No, I don't.
I
yeah,
do. That's
yeah.
What the like stars was aligning or something?
Stars
Probably.
aligning,
Oh, that's enough. I
CERN,
don't
and all
even
that
need no more.
shit. Yeah,
I don't
we're
even
supposed to
need
we're
no
supposed to
more.
get superpowers. All right, so let's say we do evolve to the point we get superpowers. What would y'all be? And I don't mean like
What are
power
we?
wise. I don't mean like superpower wise. I mean hero or villain. What would you be?
You say you mean wait? You don't want to know the superpower? You
No.
want to know if we be a
What would
hero
you
or a
be?
villain?
Hero or villain?
hero.
What, yes. What would you be? And why?
That's subjective,
That
but
is
I'm going to say because it's subjective. I'm going to say villain because I feel like a lot of people wouldn't agree with what I would say, but no doubt I'm doing personal gain first, especially if I think I don't necessarily know if everybody else got powers. I'm picking myself up first before I'm trying to go out and fucking leap a tall building. You feel me? I'm like, okay, what can I do to, now I got these powers that I didn't have before. How am I going to be a better person now? You get me? And then I can help other people once I get to where I'm at. I know that sounds crazy, and I'm not Spider-Man. You feel me? So like, that's just my thought process. It might be a wrong thought process, but I think I'll be a villain.
Well, they're gonna have to hit me with that invincible treatment, bro, or like treat me like Iron Man. You're gonna have to either show me some contracts on what my restrictions will be, or you gonna be sending your entire fleet against me because I'm gonna be the hero, but I know they're not cool with that because of things that are in place right now. They are going to take me out. If you
Right, they're gonna try and capture you first.
right, like that's no. Even the humans who tried to stand up and be heroes got taken out. If I got powers, they gonna nuke me.
They'll kill everybody trying to
bro.
kill you.
They gonna wipe out everybody I know in a circle. Be like, yeah, let's get all them out. We're gonna flush this man out, and when we see him, take him down.
All right. So,
So you choose a hero?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Courtney.
I would be an anti-hero.
Them wasn't the options. That wasn't in the options.
I would literally be both. More so villain than hero, because, like, truthfully, I'm willing to sacrifice the world to save one person, and I'm also willing to sacrifice the world to save one person. So,
Wait, say
I said I'm
say one person.
yeah, I'm willing to yeah. That's
okay,
what,
okay,
yeah,
okay. Wait,
Both ways.
I want to do both.
he
ways.
said both. Okay, he said both. Okay, I'm locked.
I'm 100% willing to do both. I'm willing to sacrifice one person to save the world, depending on what it is, and I'm willing to sacrifice the world to save one person.
Okay.
I'm willing to do both, but I promise I'm going somewhere with this. So I asked that question because, just to jump back, Phan had said something about feeling like saving the world or whatnot, and I want to know, why do you feel that way about saving? You had said something about you
I was
feeling
like,
your,
I know I can't.
yeah. So why do you feel that way?
I feel that way because people are dense, and they're not gonna listen. Even on a level like this, where the conversation is free, it costs you nothing but time. People get aggravated by listening to something that they can't wrap their mind around. So if I can't get through that, right? And let's say I did find a group of people or community who did listen, right? I still feel at the end of it, how I just said, if I got powers, my people would be snuffed out, and it might not even be broadcasted. Like that's just how I feel about it. I feel like there are way more things in position and at play to snuff out anything that might be able to bring the opposite of what's known as truth now. Yeah,
So they'd rather just keep it under wraps.
100%.
Yeah.
Order. That's order. That's why the victors write history.
Yep.
That don't mean it's true.
Hmm.
If you beat my ass, you could tell them that you dodged every punch, put me in a headlock, right? Broke both my knees and took me out. And anybody that was there knows that you just uppercutted me one time. My head hit the sink and I died. Like that was
Right.
it. But you can milk that thing since you won. You the one
That's like
walking
people
away
with
from it.
the mink, mink, mink.
Yeah,
I hit them with all this. She be like, "Did you really, bro? Mink, mink, mink."
Yeah.
That's funny.
So my next point is, right, I had this, it wasn't necessarily a conversation, it was a quick little thing. It was, I forgot how we got into it, but we was talking about how Christians are hypocritical and how they only pick certain sins and blah 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 and all that shit, right?
Mhm.
So it was with me, Chris, and Slim, and the question I had posed, it wasn't necessarily to them, but the question I posed was, why do people feel the need to save other people's souls? What is it about saving people that they want to do so much that they take religion to this whole crazy fucking thing to save a person's soul? Why do you want to save other people's souls?
Because I mean, like, if it exists, that's the only part that matters. Not this life.
I
not this
get that,
physical
but
thing.
my thing is,
Why you gotta sell me on
why?
that?
But
Yeah.
but my question is, and what I'm not understanding is, it's essentially saving people, right? Why? Why the fuck do you want to do it? Like,
it's beyond the. I don't think it's the people. I think it's. Man, I had this conversation with Muhammad years ago. It was super head ass, but I was like, man, you know how messed up it would be if, like, not saying it was a guy, but for all, purposes of understanding where I'm going with this, placeholders of good and evil having a conversation and betting, essentially, that the other would win out, and essentially just kind of divided themselves amongst any and everything and all of existence. And every time that thing died, it's a tally towards whatever side. Like, if that's the best way I could give this analogy, then you're trying to save a soul, so you have another person to go to that side. So when all of this stuff ends, because it will end in entropy, right? You want whichever side you're picking to be the victor, even if you don't know of all that entails with that, which is crazy to say, but that's what it is.
mm-hmm. You got something to say?
Wow.
You got something to say, Marty? Before I say
Nah, I'm
something? Okay.
just like
Now-
thinking about it. Like, yeah, I feel. I'm thinking.
Here comes my next question, right? If I'm really really trying to put it, so, size, right? I get that. Fan just explained it. I understand it. Now, my question to that is, if I promise I'm finna go somewhere with this. If God is as powerful as they describe him to be, why does he need so many people to take out his own sons?
I don't think that that's the thing. So what do you mean by, to clarify for
Because
everybody else?
okay,
Sons.
so I mean, at the end we already know the whole fight between Michael and Lucifer, blah blah blah. Everybody know that fucking story, right? We also well for some people who don't know, we're also supposed to be ruled for 7 years by Satan, not Lucifer, Satan. So that's what I'm saying. If he's as powerful as he is, and he could just Thanos snap his fucking fingers, why don't he just snap his fucking fingers and smite them? Because he's the all powerful, right?
For sure.
Right. Why don't you just Thanos?
Because of order. Now that goes into the other part of this. In all religions, it's your due diligence. Are you as an individual putting in your work to earn this slot? If not, you'll be here for the rule. You'll be here when the war between everything that's not you is happening. And we crack jokes on that. Imagine looking out your window and demons and angels slaying each other in the streets, breaking down houses and whatnot.
Because before all of that, the good ones are gonna get.
They just gonna be gone.
They gonna go to heaven.
You calling quitter, right? You calling your mom. You calling whoever you calling. You can't reach them. They gone.
Cause they gone.
And not even in the bad way.
Window.
Not even in the bad. If you can't reach them, that means they did what they needed to do in their lifespan. And that the time came, and they where they need to be.
Right. Right.
And now you need to live with the fact that not only did you not, right, but now you're here. And if somehow you can play ultimate survival mode through that, yeah, man. Yeah, no. It's just, and that's, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna say that makes me think of like at the church I'm a member of, like when you're coming. I haven't been in a long time, so I'm not like,
it's okay
selling this place, but I'm saying like when there's a point in every service where they go like, all right, we're gonna open up the pulpit. I think that's what they say. We're gonna open it up and you come down here and join the church or whatever. Yeah. And one of the things he says when he's like singing and trying to get people to come to the front, he goes, we want to make sure that when the time is right, you are safe as well. So it's kind of just like a being good for the sake of being good. You want everybody to be safe. You want to,
for sure.
I guess it's not necessarily the battle though, because he already know he good.
Who?
As in the pastor in this situation.
Right. No, but it is because, okay, it's information like any information you have in life. Once you know something and you see somebody blatantly doing it wrong and you give a fuck, you're going to be utterly disturbed. If you imagine somebody who's like adamant, they saying that they gonna be like this dope artist, and you just watching them mess up left and right, it's gonna eat you. You're gonna be like,
that ain't right.
Let me. It's like that, but just with life. Like the second that you can even comprehend that there are other dimensions than this third one that we exist in, that's a lot. That's physics. But on a spiritual level, that you can comprehend and accept that there is something that made all of this non-accidental, and that everything has purpose. And if everything has purpose, you cannot be lukewarm. You have now entered a ring that is heavy. There is no more lukewarm. Either you are with this or you are against this. And if you pretend to stand in the middle, you will be on the other side. You know?
Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
It is.
Because like even now, and it happens in basic conversation. I'm over here talking about stuff that's plaguing my mind. I could easily look it up and either diffuse it or find my own knowledge and sit with it where I may. And that's what's happening. people pick up whatever books that they choose, and either they accept it or they denounce it. And they're like, yeah, no, or yes. That's just what's happening. And I don't know. I don't think, like, yes, it's cool if you're inspired and somebody brought you to this, but I think most times it is on other people's own uh, domino effect of living that brings them to wherever they may be. You know, like some people are devout, whatever, whether they be, you know, Buddhist or uh, I still couldn't remember the science one. And
You
I have so
talking
many
about
people that have
Scientology?
this. Not Scientology, because that one's way more negative. It's
Yeah.
it starts with an A. Uh,
Oh,
it's not atheist. Agnostic.
yep.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Agnostic. Um,
That's
yeah,
crazy. As it came up, you said it.
agnostic was the one. But yeah, like you could be whatever, right? Like you're figuring this out. Like you're gonna lean more into it. Like you're picking your side, right? Like and then for me, as I go through this, I'm not to the point yet of my belief of things where it has to be a thing, like it has to be this one. But from all of them, they say believe something, because to believe nothing, I think, is the greater disservice to you as a human being in your life. I mean, actually, I know most of them say believe this one, but still, to believe something, because then that's leaning into you living a purposeless life. If you don't believe anything, you're just here as a damn NPC, non-playable character. You are literally not doing anything to the best of your ability. Even if you picked wrong and went at it wholeheartedly, you'd be doing better.
Wow. Actually, wow. Because I feel like purpose is one of those like hard conversations that when people reach their mid-20s, it'd be just like, oh my God,
Yeah,
what am I doing right now?
yeah, for sure.
Purpose.
Purpose.
Wow.
Hmm.
Also, I didn't know that agnostic was, it says here, agnostic means not believing in answer, not believing in answer. Usually the existence of gods is actually knowable with certainty. Science is agnostic at its core. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So sometimes they just be like, gotta be gods.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I thought it was like we always trying to prove mathematically or some way that this is correct. I didn't know that it went hand in hand like that. So good word drop, because
Yeah.
I didn't know
Agnostic.
either.
Most people I know in this day and age are agnostic before any denomination of Christian.
Hmm.
Yeah. Either that or atheist all the way. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, y'all dropping knowledge.
I feel like most of the time when people say, "No, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual," I feel like they really want to say I'm agnostic. I feel like they would do themselves a better service if they said agnostic.
Damn.
And
Should I
at
say
least
agnostic then?
Yeah,
I
you
was gonna
should.
say, at
You
least if
should.
you say agnostic, you can explain that. Like, it's something
You
out
can.
there, I just don't know.
Yeah.
And if you say spiritual, then it's like, what you mean by that? And you're like,
Yeah.
well,
But I
you
mean,
know,
Yeah.
I've always said I was spiritual. I'm talking about, like, I've been saying this shit for years since I was in high school.
mm.
It's a
Man,
word.
And
before-
how do
before-
you like describe that though?
Well, being
Like when you
spiritual,
say like I'm spiritual, yeah, what do you mean by that?
what
you
I mean
by that?
is that, one, I believe that it is in higher power, multiple higher powers.
Mm.
For I don't believe that it's just one. I believe it's a hierarchy and that it's multiples. And
Okay.
like, I really don't fully know how to describe it. Well, now, um,
That was funny.
Oh, waiting on it.
Shit,
He was
man.
debating if he was gonna say this on the air. Don't get us canceled again.
He said, "Oh, we on
Episode
that."
7. Oh, we on the air?
Episode 7, the recancellation.
The recancellation. That's gonna be the title. You ain't gotta say it though. It ain't gotta be that. That ain't gotta be the title.
That's funny, man.
Because we know what you was debating on saying. It's like, ah. But nah, yeah, really to round it back in. I just that's what's going on though in terms of the whole saving of souls, because like even and this was the man infamous night for me and some key students at Northwestern, man. We sat there and hypothesized death or the afterlife based only off science, and we kind of blew each other's minds because it made way too much sense. And we was talking about like how long DMT trips are,
Mm-hmm.
and that's off like the man-made stuff, how long they feel, even though the best stuff only lasts like 30 minutes at most, right? And none of the stuff that you can get now will ever compare to the amount that your brain releases when you die. Do you like
Right.
really comprehend that? Like
It's
nothing.
scary.
So that means, and this is what we were wrapping it up to. All of the stuff that you practice now in your life, when you die, is essentially going to culminate into whatever your final dream is from DMT. It'll either be one of complete bliss and pleasure, your heaven, on all of the accomplishments and things that you've gone through in this life and you've changed and experienced, or it's going to be regret, shame, embarrassment, pain from all of the stuff and lives you've hurt. And you know what I mean? You're just going to be recapping. It's your brain, you're recapping. But with the immense amount of DMT that your brain is going to release when you die, I don't think anything else really needs to matter.
Right.
Like if let's say, okay, and we went this far too with it. We was like, let's say hypothetically that there is a spirit, right? Because if you're having the positive experience, your spirit will be able to move on, be lighter in weight, literally, to go off into the universe and be wherever it may, and it'll probably be attracted to more things that have this same level of energy and frequency, this, that, and the third. But if you had a negative experience in this life and you're on loop, you'll probably be locked down to that place that your brain was thinking, and you re-manifest yourself into that place, and now you're stuck here, wherever that may be,
and haunting people and stuff.
right? Negative type of energy. So he was like, this is making way too much sense on a hypothetical.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why, like, when places are haunted, right? You have an intelligent haunt and a non-intelligent haunt. I don't know if that's the right word for the second one, but you have an intelligent haunt where it's like, let's say Phan is a ghost and he want to fuck with people, so he's just randomly knocking shit off, cutting people TVs off, making sure they phone don't work, shit like that. Then you have the non-intelligent where it's a replay of a memory, a sort, where the ghost is going through their last moments over and over and over and over, and we as people gives it energy, and that's how we can tap into that for that split second. Where you be like, oh shit, what the fuck was that? Where you might hear something, you might hear a voice, and you're like, what the fuck, type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And we gonna pause on that one because I got some recent happenings.
Okay, no, I feel you.
Yeah, we gonna talk about. Yeah, we gonna talk about it on the next one for sure.
Right.
Cause I got a log of this shit, bro.
Okay.
I would just say I can't hold nothing in my hand. If I got it in my hand, it better be the tightest grip, bro.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell y'all.
Don't tell me that motherfucker is in your crib, book checking you, bro.
Book checking me at any given moment. I swear. And Corner be like, I'm gonna just give you a little snippet. The other day I was holding Corner was like, hey, can you pass me that? I don't even remember what it was. It was a pen or something like that. I literally held it up like this, and the shit went it went flying out. She's like, damn, why you throw it at me? I was like, you know, damn what you seen my hand. You know I didn't throw it. You just don't want to be scared. You get me? This is happening. Like,
That's funny.
not I don't want to say
funny,
it's
but
not an everyday occasion, but this shit happens a lot. Like I went to go smoke the vape the other day. I just packed it. It was fresh. I was like, bet I'm gonna sit down. I clicked the button to turn it on, bro. I lifted to smoke it, and the shit was on the floor. Not half a second later, bro. I was like, damn. And Kuna was like, she was like, damn, what your hands like? What you got, butterfingers or something like that? She said. I was like, that one I can't even explain. I don't know. I just swept that shit up and just kept it moving because I don't know. I don't know, bro. It's weird. It's weird as hell. Getting book checked at home is crazy.
that's wild, bro.
Oh, man. Dang, what was I finna say on that? Golly, I had it.
And I'm gonna just say I don't even know if I fully believe that it's something there, but it's just a little funny thing. I'll be trying to think of explanations. That's what it is. I'll be like, gotta be a ghost. No way I'm just dropping shit like this.
So, man, y'all be making me want to do homework, bro. So apparently in physics, is there 10? Is 10 dimensions? It's either 10 or I'm super highballing it and it's 8. I'm pretty sure it's 10, but we really can't comprehend past 8. I think that's what it is. But man, something really blew my mind. I don't know where I heard it. I don't know who. It might have even been from the internet, to be completely
Let's say 12
it's
is the number
12
I'm getting. Yeah.
It's 12 dimensions.
They keep putting theory behind it, but it does say 12.
Because it's such a wild concept, Marty.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Like, as we talk about all of these things that are kind of hard to conceptualize, right? Like, bro, like we had this conversation, I think, in one of these podcasts where we were saying it's crazy how the human eye and just the body in general has irritants because it's the absolute limit of what the body can consume. So like for food, it's spice. That's not really a thing. It's your tongue being irritated because it can't comprehend what's going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
But we just add it to food because we like that little sensation. And same with purple. Purple isn't even really the color. That's just our eyes' limit to what we can understand on color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like on the spectrum.
Yes. So with that, with those two things even just being talked about, if there are things, because like you can look down and conceptualize your 2D shadow or shadows, but you can't like look around and conceptualize what's 4D, the thing that is around you at all times, right? But then that was the concept that kind of blew my mind, because it's like if you can look down, even if you don't see your shadow, you know you have one.
Mm-hmm.
So then technically that would be the same thing that's true for you in the 3D. Even if you don't exist in this 3D, you still will then theoretically also have something in the 4D existing when you cease to exist, just like your shadow.
Would it be existing right now too?
Yeah, just like how your shadow is and isn't.
Facts. that's hey, mind games y'all playing today.
It's and none of this, people, please don't flag this video. We're just talking. We're just
some dudes yapping.
Just yapping, man.
We having epiphanies every day.
Yo, I've been trying to get to this one. This is an epiphany I've been trying to have. So I need to understand. I just need to understand.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, stop me, please. Please.
This was gonna be something that could possibly stop everything in its tracks. But I want to ask: did y'all see the video about the mall in Florida or whatever?
No.
Talking about the alien joint.
So, yeah, what you feel about that?
All right.
Well, since
So-
Finn hasn't seen it, I'm gonna just describe it for a second. So, random day at a mall in Florida, right? There's this one eyewitness dude. He's a black dude, and he basically says, "I don't know what I saw, but it was these dudes teleporting, and they had guns. But that's all I saw. I just got out of there, right?" So fast forward, the news broadcast is showing like mass shooting happening in mall, yada yada yada. There's, when I say all units, bro. This looks like every police officer in Florida on this street, and there's a helicopter view. There's a camera, and they zoom down, and it looked like some gray things just kind of walking. It's 2 or 3 of them. I don't know how many it is. But the helicopter shows it. They put it on the news and all of this stuff. And I guess I just wanted to ask what y'all think about that. Like, because I'm like, no way they need every single officer. I feel like there's mass shootings all the time, and I don't never see coverage like that. That's crazy. It was like, when I say every unit, I wish I could find a picture. I'm gonna try and find a picture of it, but y'all cook on that.
So
I wanna know what y'all think about it.
here's my thing, right? So first off, the black dude, he said people was teleporting, had guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can chalk that up to a traumatic event. Now I'm finna think from both sides. So
Okay.
you can chalk that up to a traumatic event where he's not really comprehending what the fuck is going on around him. So therefore, he is seeing things that may not actually be there. Or what I mean by it is, a motherfucker could be moving so goddamn fast where you look and then they at two different places.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's that. Second thing is, 9 out of 10, it probably was somebody teleporting. Because there's a lot of wild shit going on. We just had aliens in somebody's backyard.
Right.
Yeah. And there's been an upsurge of these past 10 years. There's been an upsurge of random UFOs all over the goddamn place that has not been covered. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
It is Florida. Florida in itself is a wild place. So someone could have had on a costume because, you know,
Right.
it is Florida.
Walking around on stilts or something. They say this dude was 10 feet tall.
Right. But here's my thing. I have never seen anybody, I'm not going to say on stilts, but like move like that on stilts.
No way this dude was on stilts and you said he teleported. No way. Because he like,
Right.
if he on stilts. Right.
Exactly.
I am going to keep going. I am going to share this though. I think this is the video I was watching. Man, you can cut this out if you can't show it like later. But I just wanted to get this off.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear that?
No. I can. What? Oh, I probably got muted again. Keep going.
Man, dude was getting. Never mind. This might not be.
After wreaking havoc last night here in Bayside, and we've learned that fireworks, which were mistaken.
Oh, this is not the video. My fault.
led to that major police response.
Okay, so this is not the video, but this is how the police were at this alien thing. More. It was more. It was definitely more. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Un momento, por favor.
Yeah.
And I know I said I got an hour, but I can give y'all a couple more minutes for this.
Yeah.
Now I'm invested. I gotta find this video now.
Let me get this off real quick, as condensed as I can, man.
Okay.
So my girl bought this book because she's honestly more of a conspiracy theory head than me.
Mm-hmm.
And that says a lot. But she got this book. It's called Behold a Pale Horse. Y'all heard of it?
Yep.
Mm-mm.
I have.
Bro, okay. We're just going to skip to the part that's relevant to this. So this is about to be a lot of nonsense in a couple sentences. Okay, but apparently the government made contact with aliens years ago, several times. They had a deadline to let the public know about the aliens. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm super paraphrasing about this right now. Once the deadline was met and the public knew that aliens did indeed exist, the government was also going to have something called Project Bluebird, which I'm sure has a different name now, which was where they were going to use holograms as aliens and bomb key places of home territory in order to rebuild and reframe certain pieces of land, law, and all of that in order for the world itself to come together off this new threat and uh, rule people this way.
Meaning they like, y'all got this amount of time to get together, we gonna do it for you.
That's the thing. The aliens weren't going to do anything, but they needed, in order for whatever they had planned for us to know that they exist. And if they didn't, then the aliens were just going to be doing what they needed to do anyway.
And we was gonna be freaked out anyway. It was gonna be worse. It was gonna be worse than it will be.
Right. So pretty much they gave all governments time to pretty much figure out what they're going to do with the public, because this is going to happen one way or another. Now, what I'm talking about, because the whole book is pretty much written by and is a collection of whistleblowers, so people who just have been inside, like CIA agencies type of thing,
like from those like interviews and stuff,
like people who were on the other side who are done with it. But even when you're done with it, you're sworn to secrecy, so you can't say anything. It's the same as like when you're Secret Service. So anything you know, you could never talk to your family about it, nothing. But yeah, so the whistleblowers, and I'm gonna wrap this up because I see you got the video. So the whistleblowers are essentially saying that yes, that the aliens exist, and that the government was going to come out. And this book is old. I think it's, what is it, like 1950? It's an old book.
Yeah, it's like 1950, 1960.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So they were saying that there was going to be a time when the government is going to be forced to tell the public certain things, and that after they do that, that they're going to have holograms of spaceships and all this, that, and the third, but behind the holograms are going to be the actual things bombing your homes, your cities, and whatever, and they're going to need for everybody to fall back on the government that's going to come together with the rest of the world, which would be like the New World Order type of thing.
That's doing nothing but making me ask more questions.
That was the point.
Because now I'm like, okay, what's the plan? Why do they need to bomb this shit? What are they planning on doing? Do they need to live here with us? Like, what's going on?
I think it's two separate things, though. I don't think that it has anything, because and that goes back to what we talked about earlier. If something has existed before us, longer than us, and hasn't bothered us, they're not malicious. And even with things that are out there now, with them telling us that aliens are real, they've admitted that they've shot down and killed aliens. They're not,
and they haven't retaliated.
No, they haven't waged war on us.
That's bogus, actually. It's kind of jacked up.
But go ahead. That's all I got for right now.
I mean, it's a lot still.
Man.
All right, so Pete.
An alien sighting.
You look at this.
That's crazy.
For a fight with some teens. They're saying it's fireworks. You hear this now?
Yep.
That's not the first report I heard. You get what I'm saying? There's been multiple reports saying something different happened. You see how, like, you could barely see it, but I don't know, man. Then you hear this lady trying to debunk it.
No,
What happened to that video? Look, he mad about it. She the only non-believer. Cause he 10 foot.
So what do you guys think happened here? A couple things. With this alien situation, it is interesting that they are all tall. So we need to start considering that now in terms of our knowledge of aliens and when they come.
Mind you, I don't know if she's spitting facts or not. This is just the video. I just want to preface that.
We can.
You want to cut it?
Yeah,
We
cut
can
it.
keep talking.
All right. Yeah, let's keep talking.
So,
Like,
oh, go ahead.
no, please take it from me.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So, wait. Okay, there we go. Okay, multiple things. Fuck, I lost my first fucking thought. God damn it, bro. Fuck. She was saying something about taking the top off. But, oh, okay, I remember now. So, here, I had this conversation with Chris. I'm gonna make it quick. I had this conversation with Chris and Slum, right? They was talking about the shit too. You're not gonna get any footage of aliens. You're not. It's impossible. It's impossible because, for the simple fact, they are 20 times smarter than us. They have technology that we don't even have, that the government is still trying to get their hands on, and that they will not give the government because, guess what? They're going to use it for weapons.
Right.
So trying to get any type of footage or photo of an alien is not going to happen. Yes, it's going to come out blurry. Because...
Like that.
Right. Because, okay, if people don't want to believe that you can't do it, then I'm finna give them this, right? Mercedes just came out a couple years ago with a car that is technically invisible. By using mirrors and reflection it's mirrors, reflection, and a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is each reflection, mirror, and camera all combined where it pretty much whatever's on the right side is going to show on the left side, and what's on the left side is going to show on the right side. So therefore, the car is invisible. Mercedes just came out with that a couple years ago. We just got that information where we can, not information, technology, where we can make shit invisible. Think about that.
Crazy.
We just got
crazy.
that shit. So
that's the I'm sorry. Is that the same car that can change like colors too?
No, that's a whole different car.
Different car. Wow.
It's a whole different car. Now we got cars that change fucking colors. So you know what that means?
Yeah.
If you get in a high speed chase, all you gotta do is press the button and your
All
car
you
is
gotta
now
do
red.
is You roll into Los Santos
Right.
Customs.
Exactly. My second thing, right? There is a movie that y'all should watch. It's called Arrival, right? It's about aliens that come here and they want to teach us stuff. But the government doesn't know that, so guess what they do? They start shooting at these motherfuckers. What they're trying to do is they try to protect us from destroying ourselves. So they come here and it's like a book, right? And they end up only talking to one person, this chick. And what happens is they pretty much want, just to sum it up, they want to teach us the language of the universe. So that way we can be able to communicate not only with them, but other species.
We need to learn it. We do.
And they speak telepathically. So yeah.
This is a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was gonna be like. If these are my final, comments or whatever, bro. Damn, I had it. Now I don't. That's tough. No, I think it was something along the lines of like, if you want homework, all the viewers and anyone, you guys too, go down a rabbit hole of the whistleblowers who were finally able to speak, bro. Even though they're speaking, all their faces are always anonymous. Their voices are always changed. There's only like, I think there might be a couple that might be like on, I think Joe Rogan might have got one. or there's
Mhm.
people who are just talking about stories about he say, she say. But the people who are like actual whistleblowers, bro, they be like shaking. Like they be like nervous to talk about it. Even the quote unquote pilot who was on at the press conference was being very particular about his wording, and even said that everything that he's saying, like his life and family, are all on the line. And I'm
He
like,
kept flipping through them documents. It was
yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I just again for the theme of today's podcast, where like information, man, like having I don't know if they told that lady to get real, anti whatever is happening like that on the air. But any
Mm.
other job, that would seem mad unprofessional if they didn't tell you to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the white lady,
Yeah, man.
she was like, right, she was so against everything, right? And maybe they're trying to, maybe they was like, you should just go in there and see both sides of the story, like be the voice
Maybe
of the other side, because she was trying to debunk literally everything that
everything.
everybody was saying, including the video that was showing us.
Yes.
So
And
yeah,
I think that's wild. But like, so that, and then what was the other thing? The other thing was I'm gonna find it and I'll send it to y'all. But like on one of the whistleblower things, they were saying how uh, I guess one of the overlying messages for aliens for us was like peace, right? But for us, like I think the government was trying to get weapons, and they like not literally laughed, but like are telling us we can't even access them because our spiritual awareness is so low.
like, we ain't even on that plane yet.
Low
Like
vibration.
imagine a level 100 whatever Dungeons and Dragons video game relevancy.
RPG,
Yeah,
right?
dude comes up to you and you like, oh, I want to get that armor, and he tells you your stats too low, bro.
Cannot equip.
I'm dedicating the rest of my time on this said thing to get that.
Right.
And again,
Fact.
as we just spoke about, if these things have been here longer than us, and they haven't been waging war with us, and they're saying the thing that we're lacking to get everything we need is spiritual. Like as we say, we don't even know if the spiritual plane is real. That's
Right.
a node and a nod to exactly what was potentially being said, if it was actually said or communicated.
Yeah.
I'm just, man, I want to know more. I want more knowledge on all of what we talked about today. I'm not gonna lie, I got hella tabs open. I'm finna do my own research. I'm finna watch videos.
I'll send you shit, bro. Don't trip.
Please, because this is stuff that I don't get to, think about on a day to day. This is why we come here.
I have a
Like,
friend. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I cut you off?
I just said type shit.
Yeah, last thing, and I'm not gonna keep rambling, but I have a friend. Her name's Lauren, and I always send her the most tinfoil hat things that come my way, because then we'll talk about it later, right?
Yeah.
And man, it was video saying that there are actual things in science now that are a part of your brain. It's a part of your I can't think of what it's called, but it's pretty much a very particular type of neuron or a node, both node and neuron in your brain, that allow you to have both spiritual and extraterrestrial experiences, that also gravitate you towards other human beings who also have these experiences. So then if and when you have children, your children will have even more heightened of these things, these qualities in their body. So the experiences will happen even more often than they did for you.
Yeah.
Right.
I got something I want to speak on that, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold it. But what Phan said is 100% true, and I'm gonna tell you why, but not now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave my last thought as I believe it's true as well. And I do got some other steps for that. Can we put that in the group chat to talk about that next?
Yeah, part 2.
Yeah, because I do want to talk about that because I got some opinions on that as an adult and as a kid, like thinking about the past. So I'm sorry I had to cut it short, y'all.
No, it's cool.
That's cool.
Go ahead and label this one The All Part 1.
The all part one.
The All
Mm-hmm.
Part 1.
It's crazy, man.
It is.
So would it be?
All right. Well, with that being said, man, that's been part 1 of episode 7. We will be back in 2 weeks with, part 2.
Yeah.
It's been episode 7 of Everyday Epiphanies with Marty, Midas, and Phan, aka Cegorian. Well, we sit up here every other week and yap about a variety of miscellaneous topics. This one's been very conspiracy. So yeah, catch y'all in 2 weeks, man.
Catch y'all later.
Yeah.